Xiao Qi'er requests that Dong Yueli go easy on her, and Dong Yueli readily agrees. Meanwhile, Shen Shi seems to be considering something before suddenly remembering that he refined an immortal sword for Xiao Qi'er, so she should test whether it suits her. Xiao Qi'er confirms that it is really an immortal sword and thanks Shen Shi, but after examining it for a moment, she remarks that the immortal weapon looks a little strange and wonders whether it is actually a wood chipper. Shen Shi confirms that she is right and urges her to trust her master's craftsmanship. Even so, Xiao Qi'er can feel a powerful Tao rhythm flowing into her body from the immortal sword, proving that it really is a high-grade weapon, so she accepts it. Suddenly, Kang Yuling lets out a scream, startling everyone. Shen Shi immediately questions what is wrong, and Kang Yuling points out that Dong Yueli and Xiao Qi'er are fighting. Shen Shi calmly acknowledges that he already knows and thanks Kang Yuling, while Xuanyu urges everyone to move aside because it is dangerous there. Shen Shi then considers that it is finally time to see the results of the apprenticeship. Dong Yueli stomps her foot against the ground and releases her freezing aura. The freezing aura sharpens as it rushes toward Xiao Qi'er, but Xiao Qi'er swings her weapon and breaks through the attack. Dong Yueli immediately summons chains with his aura, quickly surrounding Xiao Qi'er. Xuanyu recognizes it as the solidification of spiritual power, an ability that can only be performed at the foundation-building realm, leaving her wondering how Xiao Qi'er managed to do it. Dong Yueli suspects that the reason might be the wood chipper. Xiao Qi'er swings her sword again, releasing a powerful slashing aura that shatters Dong Yueli's chains before she immediately charges forward. Dong Yueli considers that Xiao Qi'er managed to break the ice prison with the immortal weapon, something even someone in the foundation-building realm would not be confident in doing. But Xiao Qi'er is still inexperienced. She then activates her skill, Bind watching the technique. Shen Shi recognizes that the spell has multiple variations and that its power has already reached the level of an upper-grade spirit-level spell. If it advances any further, it will become a supreme-grade spirit-level spell. And creating a supreme-grade spirit-level spell through her own talent and effort is terrifying. In the original book setting, Dong Yueli does not possess such strong comprehension, and she does not cultivate actively either, leaving Shen Shi wondering why she is suddenly motivated to fight and has become a hard-working genius when lazing around is supposed to suit her. On the other hand, Dong Yueli gazes at Shen Shi while focusing on him. She believes that only by becoming stronger and stronger can she get closer and closer to Shen Shi, and once she becomes stronger than him, he will have no way to refuse her. However, Xiao Qi'er suddenly points out that Dong Yueli is distracted and swings her sword toward her. Shen Shi immediately recognizes Xiao Qi'er's signature skill, the spirit-chopping wheel. In the original story, the protagonist only obtains this skill after reaching the Golden Core stage, so he cannot understand how Xiao Qi'er has already comprehended it at only the 5th stage of Qi refining. Through the rotation of the 5 elements of spiritual power, even Dong Yueli's mutated spiritual root does not transcend the 5 elements, meaning that under the spirit-chopping wheel, all spiritual power will be instantly disintegrated. Xiao Qi'er urges Dong Yueli to take the attack, while Dong Yueli admits that Xiao Qi'er's strength has greatly exceeded her expectations. However, Xiao Qi'er has still lost because her technique is not finished yet. Before Xiao Qi'er can react, she suddenly freezes in mid-air. Dong Yueli proudly snaps her fingers, and Xiao Qi'er accepts her defeat. Afterward, Shen Shi dries Xiao Qi'er off so that she will not catch a cold, then explains that Dong Yueli's ice control spell has already reached the level of a supreme-grade spirit-level spell, so they should call it the ice-crushing formation. He is about to address Xiao Qi'er's new technique, but Xiao Qi'er interrupts and explains that the technique comes from the 5 elements of reincarnation. Since the 5 elements of spiritual energy possess an extremely powerful dissipation effect, she plans to call it the spirit-chopping wheel. With that settled, Shen Shi gathers everyone around him and reveals that he has prepared a weapon for each of them. There are only 2 months left before the sect's training begins, so they need to use that time to familiarize themselves with their new treasures. Since he knows Xuanyu is afraid of pain, Shen Shi has prepared a treasure focused on defense for her, and Xuanyu gratefully thanks him. Kang Yuling then calls out to Shen Shi and wonders whether her stick is meant for bashing and striking. Shen Shi denies that and explains that it is called a magic wand. By inserting spiritual power into it, she can release spells. Kang Yuling then wonders whether a magic wand is simply a stick for touching hair and whether that still makes it a striking weapon. Shen Shi gives up on correcting her and agrees as long as Kang Yuling is happy with it. Dong Yueli suddenly calls Shen Shi next, having a question about both her treasure and Han Xianpi's treasure. Shen Shi immediately explains that they are meant to be worn. Dong Yueli then wonders whether Shen Shi wants her to dress in that for him to see. Shen Shi agrees, then clears his throat and clarifies that naturally, he only wants her to put it on quickly so she can adapt to it as early as possible. Han Xianpi questions Shen Shi about the black-colored item, and Shen Shi explains that he made it from the skin of the misty snake. With both offensive and defensive functions combined into a single piece of magic equipment. He calls it the silk high tights. Han Xianpi is impressed by how strong it is, but she then wonders how she is supposed to wear it. Shen Shi quietly explains that she just needs to put her leg through the opening, and once she understands, she quickly puts the silk high tights on, carefully pulling them over both legs. Watching her, Shen Shi reflects that Han Xianpi really is leggy, making the stockings especially suitable for her, and he proudly considers himself a genius for coming up with them. Meanwhile, Xuanyu looks worried after noticing his reaction, then questions Dong Yueli about whether she really intends to wear hers like that. Dong Yueli confirms that she does, since it is magic equipment Shen Shi personally designed for her. Then calls out to him and wonders whether she looks good. Shen Shi is completely mesmerized and confirms that she does. Suddenly, Xiao Qi'er points out that Shen Shi's equipment is not meant for appearance and offers to help test the defensive ability of the magic equipment. Shen Shi immediately stops her and orders everyone to head back and familiarize themselves with their equipment because he needs to go to the main peak. A short while later, Shen Shi flies toward the main peak on his flying sword. After entering the hall, he wonders what the patriarch called him over for. Ning Shenming explains that the Qing Sect has recently been active around the spiritual veins of the Shangding immortal sect. After discussing the situation, they believe it is necessary to inform their allied sects so everyone can respond quickly if anything happens later. Shen Shi wonders what exactly they need from him. And Ning Shenming explains that they want him to represent the Shangding immortal sect by uniting their friendly neighboring sects and forming a united front together. Shen Shi questions whether the three elders would be more suitable for something like this, while internally recognizing that the story has reached this part of the original plot. The Great Tribulation of the Shangding immortal sect is getting closer, which also gives him an opportunity to kill the protagonist, especially since the Great Elder and Second Elder originally die after going to the Yuhua sect and Dongming Pavilion. Ning Shenming explains that the Great Elder will personally go to Dongming Pavilion, while Bai Ran will head to the Yuhua sect. But before he can continue, Shen Shi cuts in after hearing Bai Ran's destination and confirms that she is really going to the Yuhua sect. Ning Shenming confirms that this was their earlier decision. Although Bai Ran has already reached the late stage of the Golden Core realm, time is limited, so they hope Shen Shi, who has already completed his Golden Core, will accompany her. Shen Shi reflects that the script has changed again, and the butterfly effect is becoming larger, leaving him uncertain whether he can still control the later stages of the plot. Ning Shenming then reminds him that the Shangding immortal sect stands together, and Shen Shi is also a member of the sect. Shen Shi agrees that he is correct and accepts the task. His response immediately surprises Ning Shenming and the elders, with one elder even turning toward him in confusion. Nearby, one disciple wonders whether Shen Shi only agreed because of Bai Ran and whether something is going on between them. Another disciple insists that there obviously is, recalling how Bai Ran broke through after going to Shen Shi's place and concluding that they must have been double cultivating. One disciple becomes jealous and admits that she also wants to double cultivate with Shen Shi, while the other immediately argues that it would be her turn first. With everything settled, Shen Shi prepares to leave, then calls Bai Ran over and instructs her to come to his room later. Bai Ran immediately admits that she is not prepared, stunning the surrounding disciples. Shen Shi assures her that it is fine because he is prepared, while internally wondering what there is to prepare when he is only going to grab magic equipment for Wei Qin. A little later, Shen Shi and Bai Ran walk together toward Bai Peak, where Xiao Qi'er greets Shen Shi and announces that she is back. Shen Shi praises her as a good girl and directs her to go find her senior sister because he still has business to handle. Xiao Qi'er then notices Bai Ran, confirms that it is her, and greets her. Bai Ran returns the greeting before admitting that she did not expect her to be female. Xiao Qi'er wonders whether Bai Ran came to Bai Peak to play with Shen Shi. Bai Ran denies it while struggling internally with how to explain that Shen Shi invited her to spend time with him. Shen Shi explains that he and Bai Ran will be going to the Yuhua sect in a few days, and that there are some things they need to discuss, while Bai Ran blurts out that they are going to double cultivate. Bai Ran freezes after hearing what Shen Shi explains and questions whether that is really all. Shen Shi wonders what else there could be and brings up how Bai Ran just mentioned something about double cultivation, causing her to quickly deny it and insist that it was nothing. Xiao Qi'er then reminds Shen Shi that she once said he could look for a wife, but bringing someone home without saying anything seems like too much. Shen Shi warns her to stop talking nonsense or he will spank her, and Xiao Qi'er quickly runs off while laughing. Once she is gone, Bai Ran shifts back to the real issue and remarks that the Qing Sect has been behaving too strangely, so she personally feels that things are not that simple. Even so, her mind remains stuck on what Xiao Qi'er just said about Shen Shi finding a wife.